Come on.
All right, I've just spotted 3.
That is amazing.
No, it's so delicious.
This evening I'm going to be teaching you how to prepare a really, really simple pasta dish, but using some really wonderful ingredients to liven it right up. We've all had a tomato pasta when we've just left home because it's one of the first things that we learn how to make. But what we're going to do tonight is use these lovely Eastern crayfish. We're going to finish off our pasta with some Bottarga, which is a cured mullet roe that has been pressed between 2 boards and dried in the sun. And then you get this beautiful cured, firm mullet roe, and it has this insane umami flavor that you then grate over the top of it. So typically speaking, as a rule of thumb, don't use any hard cheeses to finish off your seafood-based pastas, but I'm going to work with this in the same fashion that I would with Parmesan cheese. So we've got some Eastern rock lobsters, and these guys are a beautiful little lobster, and all we're interested in tonight is removing this tail meat. I can't just cut that tail meat open because it'll stick to the shell. So what I need to do is add some heat to it. The meat will release from the shell. I'll be able to chop that up and use it in my pasta. So step 1 is going to be removing some of that meat. And then we've just got the basic preparation that we're going to use for a tomato-based pasta sauce. Onions, garlic, chili, fresh basil, fresh tomatoes, a little bit of salt, a good whack of olive oil. We're just going to liven up with a few hero ingredients. It is very, very, very simple. Okay, so let's head over to the grill. I've got a barbecue grill plate over here that I'm going to use to release this meat from the shell. You can also dip these really quickly into boiling water. Just whack those onto the fire. They'll start to toast up a little bit. The colour of the shell will start to change colour, and that's going to be the indicator for me that the flesh on the underside is going to be cooked enough to be able to release from the shell. These are looking pretty good. I think that it's time to bring those off. These are a couple of little tuckers, so we don't want to put too much heat through them, otherwise we will cook the meat too much, and we're looking to cook the meat in our pasta sauce. So we'll begin by sauteing off our onions, chili, and garlic. Then we're going to dice up our tomatoes, throw those into the pan. We'll be on our way. Back in the day when I used to work at Tetsuya's, I was on the chive slicing section. You'd always get a bloody wave of anxiety as your head chef would have a look at your chives, let you know whether you passed or not. I'm looking to just do this softly here. I'm not running an inferno to sear all this off and heaps of movement and heaps of high intensity. I'm just going to run a low heat here. I've got a nice heavy set pan. And in the meantime, I'll remove my lobster tails. We'll get that prepped and we're pretty much there. It's time to think about cooking some pasta. Now, you don't have to be too uniform with your tomatoes. I just want to bust the skin on them so they're not going to turn into cooking lava bombs. So to remove the tail of the lobster, all we need to do is run our knife around the front edge. I'm going to take my kitchen shears. I'm going to cut up each side. Now, if you've got sensitive fingers, use a tea towel in your hand because sometimes those little spikes can be a bit sharp. Now, that will peel back. I can get my finger in. Now some of that started to cook and some of that's nice and raw still, but it's all very gentle and very soft. So I'm just peeling back my flap that I've cut on either side. I stick my thumb up in between here, and then I can just peel the flesh back as I need it. And you'll see it grips at that little tail section. Just pull on that gently, and you can see that. We've got some nice clean meat. And all we are doing here It's just gently running a knife over it. And we're basically gonna add our basil and our lobster at the same time. I want nice big leaves of basil. I want to just have it breaking down and wilting slightly before I'm about to serve it. It's gonna bring a lot of texture and a lot of fragrance. As you can see, quite a lot of basil. All right, I like how that's going. This pasta is probably gonna take about 6-7 minutes. We're just gonna cook that al dente. We just wanna be mindful that we don't overcook that. Give your water a good little hit of some salt. All right, I'm throwing my lobster in. Lobster's in. We're now gonna add our basil to wilt that down. We're basically just gonna cook that lobster for a couple of, well, that's pretty much cooked. Look at that. So, it's all happening here. I gotta, oh, they're ready to bubble. Just gonna use a little bit of my pasta water. And that is us. So, loving how this is looking. We're gonna just lay up our chives. We're gonna run some lemon zest. And we've got our Bottarga, and this is where the dish comes alive. Really deep flavors here. And I always love a really good hit cracked pepper. A little bit of juice. And you have just taken a very, very simple tomato pasta and given it a new lease on life. It's like, it's so nice and spicy. It's fucking awesome, mate.